Have you ever seen something this strange? A giant doll suddenly appeared behind the boy out of nowhere, and slowly moved closer to him, step by step.
Hi, Andy. Won't you come play with me? We can have lots of fun. Just come with me.
It reached out its hand to invite the boy, as if it meant no harm at all. But in such a small basement, where did it even come from? This is an especially dark story. Andy is a boy from a poor family. Ever since his parents got divorced, he has been earning a little money by delivering newspapers, trying to ease some of the burden at home. But on this day, his mother inherited her late uncle's old house, and they moved in without spending a single dollar. Andy thought life was finally getting better, but instead, he received special attention from a neighbor. Coda had a strong dislike for his uncle, and described him as a crazy old man. He took all his anger out on Andy. Andy ended up taking the blame for no reason, but he did not tell his mother. He was curious about what kind of person his uncle was. Carl had almost no memory of him. He had only seen him once when he was very young. She asked her son to go to the basement to get a ladder. Andy instinctively felt afraid of that place, but his sister laughed at him for being too timid. What could possibly be scary about a basement? Andy gathered his courage and opened the door. After taking the first step, he realized there was nothing unusual about the basement, except for a locked wooden door and an old radio. He wanted to plug it in to see if it still worked, so he asked his mother to turn on the power. Carl pushed the switch upward, and the radio suddenly came to life. Andy tried adjusting the frequency, but the latch on the wooden door behind him started rattling violently on its own, until rock music began to play. The wooden door suddenly swung open. Andy quickly turned around to look, thinking his sister was playing a trick on him. A pair of eyes appeared in the darkness.
Hello, Andy. Come on in.
Andy was so frightened that he ran upstairs. There was definitely something wrong in that basement. He told his mother what happened, explaining that the monster was inside. Carl first told her daughter to go upstairs, still half believing and half doubting. She guessed it might just be a rat or something. She quickly opened the wooden door, and found nothing inside. It was just a root cellar. She picked up the broken radio on the floor, and thought the sound Andy heard probably came from there. Clearly she did not believe in any monster. Andy did not argue further. He did not want to cause trouble for his mother, and assumed he had imagined it. The next day, Andy went out delivering newspapers as usual. He normally just threw them at the door, but this time, he hit a bucket, and the water splashed all over Coda. Andy immediately realized he was in trouble, and quickly rode his bike back home, but the door happened to be locked. Coda had already caught up to him, so he had no choice but to hide in the basement through the cellar entrance. Then he locked the door from the inside, seeing he could not get to Andy right away. Coda said there was no way he could stay inside forever. Then he angrily walked away. Compared to that bully outside, Andy was even more afraid of the basement. He kept hearing noises behind the chair, but when he went closer there was nothing there. He finally let out a sigh of relief. At that moment, his sister suddenly appeared, curious about what he was doing in the basement. Andy did not explain much, and warned her not to come down again. There had to be some kind of secret hidden down there. That night, he asked about his uncle again.
Oh, he was a strange guy. He never left the house, but somehow got filthy rich. Nobody knows where the money came from. From what I hear, the neighbors didn't like him too much. I thought he was kind of loony.
He was already very old, and passed away in the basement. Carl felt the topic was too heavy, and asked her daughter to take the clothes to the basement to wash. But she was busy playing a game, so Andy had to do it instead. He was already afraid of the dark, and now he had to go back into the basement. Naturally, his sister teased him again, to give himself some courage. He brought a radio down with him, playing his favorite rock music, and that led to the scene at the beginning. The giant doll walked out of the cellar, and reached out to invite him to play. Andy seemed to be mesmerized, slowly reaching out his own hand. Just as he was about to touch it, Carl noticed her son had not come back, and could not hear him responding. So she turned off the power. The music stopped instantly, and the hand quickly pulled back. Amid the giant doll's scream, it was dragged back into the cellar, and the door locked itself again. As if nothing had happened, Andy slowly came back to his senses. He had just been in a hypnotic state, and did not remember what had happened, nor did he remember how dangerous the basement was. The next day after school, he saw a note left by his mother, telling him to put the clothes into the washing machine. He intended to change the station, but carnival music started playing instead. Andy suddenly heard movement behind him, and was completely stunned. He saw a vendor promoting an amusement park, telling Andy not to hesitate, and to hurry and join the carnival. Once again he was mesmerized, slowly moving toward the cellar entrance.
Don't Don't stop now, son. You're almost here.
What's the matter, Andy? Don't you want to have some fun?
Amid the skeleton's eerie laughter, Andy was pulled by a strong gust of wind. He could only hold tightly onto the edge of the table. If he got dragged in, he would probably never come back out. But his strength was fading. He instinctively grabbed the radio. The plug was pulled out along with the cord. Andy suddenly dropped from the air, and the cellar door closed again. Seeing the monster disappear as well, he finally realized it was all caused by the music. As long as the play button was pressed, the cellar would react intensely. This was a major discovery. Andy wanted to tell his mother right away, but while riding his bike, he was caught by Coda, who knocked him down with a punch. Seeing a truck coming in the distance, Coda threw his only bicycle in front of it, and it was crushed into scrap metal. Andy could only watch helplessly. He was no match for Coda, let alone getting revenge. At that moment, he suddenly thought of the cellar. Then he moved a speaker into the basement, plugged it into the outlet, and turned the volume all the way up. Then he covered it with a cloth to hide it. Finally, he locked the basement door from the outside. Everything was ready. While Coda was cleaning, Andy threw a newspaper at his head.
When you're done, come over and clean my house. You make a good maid. You're dead.
As expected, he took the bait. Andy led him to the cellar entrance and shut the only exit from the outside. Then he rushed back into the house. Coda shouted all kinds of curses and tried to go upstairs, but Andy had already anticipated that, so he could only rage helplessly inside. Then Andy decided to teach him a lesson. He turned on the power switch. Heavy metal music started playing. Coda's ears rang from the noise. The cellar emitted a strange red glow, even more terrifying than before. Coda screamed in fear, as if he had seen something horrifying. After a while, Andy cut off the power. The basement became completely silent. He hoped the other boy had been punished and would not mess with him again, but there was no response. Coda seemed to have vanished into thin air. Even stranger, a brand new bicycle appeared out of nowhere. Andy could not understand what was happening. He tried pressing play on the radio again. This time, the cellar glowed with a faint blue light. A deep voice came from inside.
It's yours, Andy. I'll give you anything you want. Just like I did for your uncle.
Who are you?
Anything you want.
Andy only needed to do one thing. Just like before, feed it. If he fed it, he could get anything he wanted. At that moment, his sister came home from school, shouting for Andy to cook for her, and it had to taste good. Little did she know, Andy showed a strange smile. A dark idea had taken shape, making sure she would never bother him again.